Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineered showcase video. I am once again taking a look at one of your designs that you have linked me in the comment section of one of my videos. And for today we're going rather big and rather impressive actually. This is the Titan Helicarrier, which is this ginormous thing right here. I'll eventually get to the end. There we go. So yes, this is a giant helicarrier for you to download and play around with yourself. It does feature quite a few mods. Some of them are very fancy, like those helicopter parts. You can see there, those big blue rings, which do look rather gorgeous. So pressing F10 and finding the Titan, there she is. This ship weighs in at 32,938 large blocks, and it does require the decorative block DLC pack for the beds and tables and whatnot. So this giant ship, yes, it can house a lot of people on it, and it's run surprisingly well when converted to a station, but all that changes when you convert it to a ship, which is why it's staying in a station for the moment. It's got some guns on it, it's got a lot of auto turrets on it, but we do have these two large cannons at the front, which we can control ourselves from the main cockpit. So starting at the bottom at the very front, we can see the main cockpit and all the control seats for your friends and allies to go and sit on. So the main cockpit will be this one at the very back there, where you can control the guns, and everyone else can just take a seat and control one of the turrets should they wish to set it up like that. So we can see we got a red digital camouflage skin, which is going around sort of like a rim around the ship, and then below that we got a bunch of cannons which is hidden away there, and we got two super large cannons to blast your enemies out of this existence. Moving across to the side, we can see we got some nice blockwork there going all the way around, and as we come up the top, and we've got a nice little inset part which runs along the side of where the planes would come in and land. We have a big cannon and a few smaller cannons on the first wing. Yes, we've got 4 wings on this, and they all use modded thrusters, which are why they are blue. Yes, I believe they're the Epsilon thrusters, but they'll be on the workshop page if you want to download and play with them. Yeah, so we've got lots and lots of thrusters going around this, even more turrets on the side there, so we're going to completely annihilate anything that comes nearby. And then we come around the back, where we have some more thrusters. Now these ones, they look rather nice, don't they? They even sort of give a small optical illusion of them following you, if you were to look at them like that. Although it might just be me going cross-eyed again. Anyway, yes, that is our left thrusters, and as we come along the main body of the ship, we've got even more thrusters to help us out with that. But we're not done with this wing. Oh no, we have the big modded helicarrier thruster thingamabobs. So we've got a giant one there, and we've got 4 smaller ones just in front of it. If I come down and underneath, past that big cannon, that is what they look like from underneath. So we've got 2 small ones under there, and we got still the very big one to help us lift off and fly away through space. Yes, this ship can go through space, it can go through planets, and if you're on the water world, like I am right now, you can put it on the water. We do have some lovely blockwork, some really nice blockwork in fact, going along the bottom rim of the ship. It's just a little pattern going all the way along, but it's very effective when you view it from a distance. But more on that a bit later. Let's continue along, going along the side. So yes, we got some more thrusters going along the side there. We've got a nice angled with the clean skin going like that. And then we come across to our second thruster. Now these thrusters are basically the same going all the way along, where we have the big cannons on top, a smaller cannon at the front. We got our 4 small modded thrusters on the top there and 1 large one. And then along the side we've got our red rims with even more turrets. And then at the very back, slightly different this time, this is going to be our thrust going forwards with some more thrusters looking all lovely. Then moving along to the rear of the ship, which has got some nice blockwork to make it look like a helicarrier. This red part right here is our ramp to deploy and get any kind of land vehicles you want out of this. We've got some larger modded thrusters right here to push us forwards, and we've just got some nice blockwork on the end there, where our planes will come in and land or take off whichever way you want to go with this. Coming around to the opposite side, it's basically the same, except we've got this large lumpy part sticking out the side, which goes over this thruster here. Now, if we were to just hop around and come around into here, you'll see why. Because this is where we're going to store some of our planes. Yes, we can just park them up right here if you wanted to, and we get some nice windows to look outside. But that is why that is extending over that wing. Yes, we have this lovely little inside part to make sure you don't get wet if it's raining out in space. We've got some batteries we saw on the left hand side. We've got a small doorway which is going to lead us to the inside if you are walking along this deck. And then we've got some small, almost like mechanic area where we've got some lockers going around the room which go in multiple different rooms. We have a little button panel right there to close all these up. I'd like to say it's a mechanics room, a maintenance area, but it could be for gearing up to get ready to go out into your plane and take off and all that. But it's whatever you want it to be. Then coming around to the side here, we can see we've got some sloped windows so we can see inside. Coming up, we can see another little viewing area. Yes, there's no controls from this part. It's mainly just for your passengers maybe, or off-duty staff to come and set up here and see what's going on with the world. We then come across there, we've got some more windows, we can see some steps going up. Then as we go further up, got our little protruding blocks on the side there with some laser antennas on them. Got some nice blockwork going all the way up to the top where we have another window to peer in, where we've got some more seats for you to sit on and view forwards, and on top a antenna with some interior pillars. Now we have to come all the way down underneath it. Let's just drop all the way down. There's not too much to talk about underneath it. It's just got some lovely blockwork going all the way along, but we do have some landing gear that are not attached to any form of pistons or anything like that, so you would just have to plop yourself down and hope this rim doesn't take damage if you're on an uneven surface. But if you're on water, it doesn't matter. But yes, that is all which it goes along the bottom. So now it's time to not reload the game, but take control of my character, but not this character. We need to come in and land our atmospheric plane. So here we go, let's just come and fly this along here. Yep, this is all fine. We're just going to land ourselves like that. Perfect. A excellent landing there, where the cockpit has been disconnected and ready to be stored away into one of those buildings. But now I'm just going to... I have a double now. I'm going to push this person off the ship. Now we've got to go on the interior of the ship. So we can go through this part here, where we've got some buttons just to close up the hangars and open them up. And we've got our lockers, which we can go through. Anything in them? Nope. But we can just walk through these doors if we want to have the hangar doors closed up. And then we'll eventually get to the inside, which is this one right here, which has some stairs where we can go in different directions. We do have a doorway here, so you don't have to go through the hangar doors. You can just come through this door here. But then we can go up, or we can go down. I'm going to go up, because there's not too much to talk about up here, it's just a dead end. We come around these lovely stairs with some nice lights. Nope, I don't have my light on, so this is the actual lighting of the ship, which is quite nice. We just come round and around and around, and eventually we'll reach this area up here where we can take a nice seat, and we can just view forwards. Going into third person camera, that's it all the way around. Yes, out of that seat, we can continue going up these stairs. Yes, going all the way around, we'll eventually get to that top part where there's just a few seats for you to be sitting on, which is this bit right here. So we can sit here and we can stand up to this window and look out at the lovely ship that perfectly landed on the deck below. And then we have this little area here, which is just like a little hangover part where, I don't know, you can just stand and chill and talk about stuff if you wanted to do that. Coming all the way down, now we've got to go all the way to the depths of the ship. Let's just keep going round and round and round. Sorry, this makes you dizzy, but we have to keep going down these spiral stairs. Now we're here, we have a sign which points us to the lower deck. Going down these exceptionally steep stairs, onto some normal stairs, and putting my light on, we have this very long catwalk, to the point that I will put my jetpack on and bounce into that block. But now we're in the heart of the ship, where all the good stuff is happening, where our assemblies and all the modules, our refineries, our hydrogen tanks, our reactors and all that are all being stored. So if I just scoot along here, there are the reactors, got some more stuff there, more hydrogen tanks, and even more hydrogen tanks at the very back there with some more O2H2 generators. Moving all the way forwards and past all that, we have some doorways to go through. Yeah, so we've got 2 doors, doesn't matter which one you choose. We just open this up, and now we're sort of in the main area. We then have the meeting room, which is just in front of us, where we have some nice tables there, where we can discuss our battle plan of who we're going to blow up or just crash the ship into. Got a nice big table here and 2 smaller ones, but that is it for this room. Coming around, so you might notice that there's, well, it's a bit of a dead end, isn't it? That's what I thought at first, but there are these sneaky little doors right here. Could use a sign up here just to, like them, make it easier to spot. Then we come down these steep stairs onto some catwalks, and we have some more stuff. There is the main cockpit, and behind us we've got some toilets. So we just come into here, sit on the toilets if you want. There's plenty to go around for all your staff. Then we can come out of here, run all the way to the opposite side, and we got some more toilets. We then have 2 doors here, which are the medical rooms, where we can come into here and be serviced by your medical doctor. And we've got little queuing spots here. So if everyone's injured, just sit here, wait your turn. And then you can come through here if there's an emergency. Sit in the cryopod if you're going to die and need to wait for some way to cure you. Or you can just come over to this medical bay and heal yourself up. We do have a window over here to view down at where our vehicles would be stored. So this would be where we would put our tanks and whatnot if you wanted to go on a land adventure. But we'll come back to that in just a second. Past this door, we have a second medical room which is identical, but we can come down these steps all the way around. We have a doorway here which will lead us to the outside. Let's just close them up. And then we have room 2, which is the same as room 1, which is right over here, which is where we're going to sleep. So we've got our DLC beds and lockers going all the way around the side. This is where your crew is going to sleep while you're on your voyage through space. We can then come further down the ship, all the way around. We got some more lockers going all the way along. Got another doorway to get outside, which is where the water is. There we are. And this is how we're going to get to our vehicles. Yeah, so we got our lockers here. Grab your gun, get into your land vehicle and go. We've got some connectors there to make sure your vehicle doesn't escape while you're moving. We've got some doorways over here where we can go to the outside once again. And then if we come all the way to the very end, there we are. We have a hangar door. This hangar door can be opened up by pressing number 3 on the button panel on either side. Opening that up. And there we go. This will reveal our ramp. Pressing number 2 will disable the locks for the ramp. Pressing number 1 will drop the ramp down and allow you to send your vehicles off on their merry way. And then last but not least, we need to come all the way back through to the cockpit, which I believe might be easier for me to just come outside and go through one of the windows I broke earlier. So up the top here, and we'll come... Nope, I've got lost again. I think it was down here. Oh, it's on the opposite side, of course, silly me. So coming all the way over to here, come around to here, find that block. Let's remove that window. Convert the ship, not possible. Of course it's not possible. We can come up to here. So all the seats coming around the edge of the room don't have anything on them, but you can, if you really wanted to, come over to one of the guns on your little control panel and just take control of them. We can go like that, take control, and boom. We can now start shooting these guns. But if you want control of the ship, we have to come up to this seat right here. So the only thing we have on this seat are the cannons at the front. So if I was to press it and mouse click, there we go. We just get a nice barrage of missiles. Not missiles, rockets, rockets, cannons even. Whatever you want to call these. There you go. So we fire the 2, and then we get the little splutter of the smaller ones. And that is it for its outside and its functionality. A lot of it is very passive because it's more about the looks than it is about being able to do everything possible. So now we need to convert this to a ship and hope everything doesn't go out of sync like some videos do. And there we go. So we converted it to a ship and the frame rate has taken a massive nosedive. But we can press space to go up. Now, as you expect from a massive ship like this, it's going to be very slow moving. So this is it going up, it's very slow. Stopping, it's pretty decent actually, and going down is actually quite fast considering its size. So we come to a stop, there we go. Moving forwards, all those thrusters will now kick in, and this is the speed we're going to get. It's exceptionally slow moving forwards, so you have to be very tactical with this ship if you want to, say, fly through a combat zone. And there goes a little atmospheric fighter. Poor little thing. Stopping speed and of course reversing is again exceptionally slow, so you will have to make sure there is plenty of room for you to slow down if you're flying at a high speed. Going left and going right are both still exceptionally slow. So yes, the movement of this ship is kind of like a slug, and as for the mouse movement, well, you could say is almost non-existent, because I'm moving, my mouse is now completely off the table, and this is the kind of movement I'm getting. I will just double check all the gyroscopes in here, so if I come over to gyro, we have got a lot of gyroscopes, but it's not enough to make it responsive, but I guess it does kind of suit the feel of the ship, I want to say. But yes, the only thing I have left to do now is drop this down into the water and see if it bounces. So here we go, we just fire our cannons straight forwards. And here we go. It's starting to slow down, we're now under the water. I don't think it took any damage. Yes, we are now floating. How about that? I suppose there is one thing that I could do, which is quite useful, that I have my character on the outside. So we can just switch over to this one. Is spawn in an enemy ship for the cannons to start shooting at. Now hopefully the frame rate will be okay with this, because that is now going to bob up and down in its ship form. I think I shall spawn in, I think I have at least one ship. Yeah, I'll spawn in this, it doesn't really matter, I have DLC blocks missing. DLC blocks? No, modded blocks are missing on this one, and hopefully the game doesn't crash. Nope, here we go. I suppose it'll be alright if I just drop it in like that. It's going to crash into the water, but hopefully it'll float. And yes, the long piston is missing. Do not worry about this design. It's a slapdash design that I made in survival mode with a friend. We needed resources from the moon, so I made this ship to go in and get the resources from the moon, and it ultimately turned out to be more of a resource war in the end, where I controlled the moon and would gladly sell them the resources for space credits. Didn't end too well, but that has just sunk, which is disappointing, so I'm going to have to bring in another ship that can actually fly. So whose ship can fly in an atmosphere? I suppose I could bring the C1 Maroki, or we could use the... I mean, Dex Fighter is always a good one, but that might die a bit instantly. So if I just go and place this like this, I'll then give it to the enemy faction. Let's go like that, and we want to give everything to the space pirates. So hopefully the cannons might start firing at it. And I believe it could be gone. But that was quite a delay, and there goes a little turret from underneath. I will spawn one more just on the side there, so you can see exactly what's going on with it. So let's just spawn this in right here. And then if I come into here, and then just give this to the space pirates. There we are. The cannons should start firing. There goes the Tellians. And there goes the big cannons, and the Dex Fighter no longer exists. But anyway, this is the Titan Carrier. It'll be in the description below if you wish to download and play around with it yourself. I highly recommend you do, because it is quite a lot of fun to fly around, especially when enemy ships start to fly near you and get blasted by the cannons. So thank you all for watching, and I'll be back with another video somewhat soon. Bye bye.